You're gonna wanna listen to William, please. William Tunstall-Pedoe. How many of you guys have used Alexa, Amazon Alexa? Well, meet the creator of the algorithm that is Alexa. William, will you please join us here? Thank you very much.
Great, so thank you very much. I'm really delighted to be here. This is my first visit to Davos, so it's been an amazing experience so far. I want to thank you also for being here. Sandra, thank you very much. Sandra and team, thank you very much for inviting me. Paula, thank you for introducing me. Since leaving Amazon, I've been heavily immersed in startups. I've got a 10-year entrepreneurial journey which resulted in Alexa. I've also now seen many, many hundreds of startups as an investor and working for an incubator in Canada and lots of other contacts. And so what I want to talk about is the role of startups, role of tech startups in changing the world. My experience is mostly with AI, but I'm actually also helping blockchain startups most recently as well in Canada. So my story is a very long time ago, I wanted to solve a really big problem. And the problem that I decided to solve, or to look at solving, was how people interact with technology. Why is it that technology is always like a custom interface? It's a button, it's something that's very unnatural. Why can't you just interact with technology like you can with a person and just talk to it and ask it to do what you want it to do? And we know this isn't my vision, this is the vision that we've seen for decades in science fiction. If you watch science fiction from decades ago, the computers talk to you. It's the most natural way. Everybody knows how to use a computer that can talk to you because that's how we interact with people. So I very arrogantly set out to solve this problem. Spent 2 years developing some tech. The dot-com crash happened, put developing that behind for a few years. But in 2005, I started up again, raised some money, raised some friends and family money, raised some capital, and set out to kind of apply this technology in a way that could, be meaningful. And it took us several pivots to find success. In 2005, search was really big. So we were trying to put a box at the top of the search engine instead of 10 blue links, guessing keywords, browsing links. Why not just ask what you want and have it come straight back? So we built a product that competed directly with Google. Unsurprisingly, that was a very good tech demo, but it didn't exactly get millions of users. We then tried selling that to the big tech companies. We had 2 years of engaging with the big tech companies and failed again. We did some smaller deals. We then tried publishing millions of questions to get traffic. And then finally, we decided that why not just build a voice assistant? Why not just build a consumer product, go head on, change the company, double down. 7 years had gone by at this point. We had very patient investors. So we bet the company on this voice assistant consumer product called Evie. After 18 months of working 24-hour days, we launched this in January 2012. Which was very fortuitously timed as being just 3 months after Apple launched Siri. So we had literally the world's biggest company at the time as a direct competitor. And we positioned ourselves as the technology alternative. We could do things that Siri couldn't do, better technology, tiny startup. So we had a very busy year in 2012, talking to 40 massive companies, all of whom were trying to engage with us. And eventually we decided, when the dust settled, we had a big financing offer, 2 acquisition offers. We decided to get bought by Amazon, and we joined the very start of this absolutely top secret project, which everybody now knows as Alexa. And in total secrecy, the team and tech were then applied to building this secret thing. 2 years later, we quietly launched it. We were pretty sure it wasn't going to work very well. It was kind of soft launched with a video. Amazon wouldn't call it this, but it was a private beta. It was you had to apply to buy it, and it was instantly a success. People loved it, and then every year since, it's been orders of magnitude bigger. So I used to give talks where I had to demo it to explain what it was. Now I ask people if they've heard of it. Everybody's heard of it. most people have used it, and most people have got one. Typically, I'm not sure about this forum. I left 2 years ago. I had 10 years of work on it. I decided I wanted to do something else. But it was a 10-year entrepreneurial journey. There's now 10,000 people working on it. There's now 100 million. Amazon sold 100 million Alexa devices. Everybody knows what it is. And there's a lesson here that you can be a small startup. You can have a vision. You can take a bit of technology. You have a clear vision. You can work very hard, and it can result in something very big happening. And this is very, very relevant to blockchain. Blockchain is the other world-changing technology that people talk about. AI and blockchain, two things that people talk about the whole time. Startups have a very, very big role in taking these nascent technologies and driving them forwards. And I think another relevant thing is about the maturity of technology as well. So to build that voice experience where you talk to a computer, it understands you, talks back. It's still very, very early, by the way. There's huge amounts still in the future. But to build that experience requires a technology stack. Some of which recent, some of it's been developed for decades. There are people who have spent decades working on bits of it. And one of my proudest achievements is working with people who brought those technologies together, showed that they had matured enough that you could then build a product that is now being used daily in tens of millions of homes. And this is very relevant for blockchain. Some of the ideas in blockchain are very, very nascent. They may take a very long time to develop. Some things are here now. But they will come. With persistence, that world-changing vision. And I meet people, blockchain visionaries, the whole time. They sort of starry-eyed talking about the world which blockchain can create. Those visions will eventually come about as a result of persistence and startups and investments and people continuing and forums like this. So thank you.